Hi everyone, it's Jill Lancet, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. How is everybody? Today we're going to make a quick, well, it's not what I'd call a quick little card. It's got a few fiddly bits to it, but I think it's quite, I don't know, I think it's quite a special card. So here it is here, and it's using some of the new products out of the new catalogue that I can't show you. I can't show you the catalogue, but I can show you the products. So this little card, I'm calling it the Sneaky Little Circle Sayings. I don't know why, but it opens up like that. And I'm going to, this is my prototype. This is the one I made. And I might have to move that over because that offends my sensibilities. But anyway, we'll get started. I've cut most of it out as I normally do, only because it saves a bit of video time for you guys. I just wanted to also show you the new in colours up close. These are the new in colours that are coming in on the 2nd of May. And 5 beautiful colours, and they're different. They're different to most of our other colours. Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, and Pebbled Path. So there's a bit of a close-up. I'm not sure if you can see that, but anyway, I just wanted to show you those. You'll be seeing a lot more of those, of course, in the coming videos. But I have everything here today. I tried really hard to get everything sorted. And I'm going to show you how we did it. First of all, I'm going to show you the new stamp set. This is from the new catalogue. It's called Circle Sayings. And you can bundle it with this punch. And it's a 2 3/8. 2 3/8 punch. So it's probably one of the bigger circle punches around. So look at the stamps in this. Like, you've got this beautiful ocean scene, you've got some shells, some beautiful flowers, little cupcake, a couple of circular greetings which are really going to come in handy. And let's get started on this card. So there are a few things that you need. Okay, we need a card base, normal card base. So we need a piece of Night of Navy, which is 14.3 by 10 centimetres. We've got some beautiful, what's this called? Regency Garden, what's it called? Regency Park Designer Series paper. Now you've got to get this while it still lasts. But look, very floral, very feminine on one side, but very generic on the other side. So this, I think, could be a masculine card. Doesn't have to be girly because of the colours that I've used. But anyway, we'll see how we go as we go along. So we've got that. I also used another piece of the Designer Series paper. I wanted this generic, again, floral, feminine, generic, masculine. So I've done a lot of the things that we need. I'll get everything out here. I've already cut out some things, and we are going to do some cutting out as well as some stamping. So I'll just put everything over here and we'll get started. So the first thing I did, we're going to use this beautiful ribbon. I'm still in love with this ribbon. I just really love it. It's the bordered ribbon in Night of Navy. And we're going to use these little loose frosted dots. Now they are only available in the online store under online exclusives. But they're gorgeous. They come in 3 colours. It's oh dear, now I've said that. I know it's Daffodil Delight and Pretty Peacock, but I'm not sure what the pink colour is. But anyway, I digress. So we're going to be using those. We're going to be using the ribbon. And I'll show you how I put this card together. It really wasn't that hard. It looks like it could be harder than it is. So we'll get started. So the first thing I did was, of course, cut out my panels. We'll just hang on to those for the minute. We're going to use the Daffodil Delight and the Night of Navy stamp ink pad. The greeting comes from Good Feelings stamp set. There's some beautiful big sentiments on there. So they're great. They fill up a whole card. We're using some blends to colour with, and I think we'll get going. I think we'll get started. So the first thing I need to do is to cut my DSP, and I'm using this gorgeous yellow, as I said, from the back of this beautiful Regency Park Designer Series paper, and that is going to be cut at 13.5 by 9.2. So I don't usually do this in front of you guys because, you know, if you've seen it a million times, it's boring, but 13.5. So I use centimetres. I'm in Australia. We use metric. So there's 13, there's 13.5. So you push your paper up against this little rim here and it will keep it straight and lined up. So there's 13.5. And I'm going to chop that there. Now your dark blade is your cutting blade. The lighter blade is the scoring blade. They both come with the paper trimmer, which is really, really good because you don't have to buy anything else. But you can replace the cutting blades as they wear out. So the other measurement was 9.2, which sounds a bit weird, and this is where metric is really, really good because you can get right down to millimetre measurements. Now I'm going to show you 9, 1, 2. 9.2, it's that easy. Once you start using those small measurements, you actually, your eye becomes quite used to them. So there's that piece. Now, we need to do a couple of things here. First of all, we are going to do some stamping and punching out. So this beautiful big Celebrate, 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 that is going to come in so handy. So I'm doing that one in the Night of Navy. Just bear with me. I'm going to move this punch because it's just going to drive me crazy. You know how it is. So I'm inking that up. Now I have inked it before, like I've stamped it before, so it's okay. But if this was brand new, I would suggest you clean it. And this is what I use to clean them with. Now, I stole some of my granddaughter's stickers because I can never find the front and or the back. So one side is meant to be wet, one side is dry, and it's got that, it's kind of like velour, so it gets right into those stamps. So one side's wet and then you dry it with the other side. So that's enough to take off that coating that comes with the manufacturing. And we're just going to ink this up. I've got the Stampin' Pierce matte underneath me because it's a photopolymer stamp. So I want to just pop that there like that. Stamp down, not a terrible lot of force. If you don't get this right, turn that over, use the other end, whatever. So just a little bit of gentle pressure, but more so give it a couple of seconds. You just want that ink to really connect with the paper. And then, oh, what happened there? It's a bit yucky there. So we'll turn it over. And this is what I'm saying. There's always two sides to that paper. So we'll try it again. If I don't get this right, we're in trouble. So just stamping down, just holding down. Could be that there's a bit of an air bubble between the block and the stamp itself. And if this one doesn't turn out, we'll check that out. Beautiful. Now I'll show you how I clean it. So just rub it over. It's just got water on it. And then dry it on this side. And there we go, beautifully clean. Might be a little bit stained, but beautifully cleaned. So that's that one out of the way. Now I'm going to use this gorgeous little cupcake, and I'm going to do it in the blue at the same time, at the same Night of Navy. So just bear with me. Now, if you're not particular, you can stamp this anywhere within that circle. So, but I found that the B is the center. So I tried to line it up with the B, but again, that's just me. So bear with me, and I'll just straight down. It's not going to matter. At the end of the day, there are bigger things to worry about. Beautiful. So that's that stamped. Now I have two, that was with the, what did I call it? The 2 3/8 punch that comes in the bundle with that Circle Sayings stamp set. Now this is our 2-inch punch. I've already punched that out, and I have 2 greetings to stamp on here. So the first one is Happy Birthday. Now you want to get this centered up. So about there, just stamp straight down, hold it for a second, and there we go. And the other one is Because You're Awesome. So just inking that up. We want to get that in the center too. And there we go. Now with the Happy Birthday one, I wanted to just add just a little something something. And in the stamp set comes this little starburst. So I wanted to do that in the Daffodil Delight. I'm just going to clean all these stamps quickly because I want to take them off the blocks. Just do that off camera. And I don't want ink all over my fingers because, yeah, that's a normal occurrence around here. Oh dear. Okay, now in case you haven't seen our photopolymer stamps, they're flexible, you can see through them. This is how you put them on the block. You just lay them down and pick them up, and that's it. Done. So in the Daffodil Delight, I just wanted to put a couple of these little starbursts around the message that was in the middle, which is Happy Birthday, just to create a little bit more interest in that. Now I'm hoping that that's right. Straight down, a little bit of pressure, straight up, and I'm going to do it again on the bottom. So I'm just turning that around. Much easier to turn that around than it is to turn the stamp around. And there we go. Okay, so that's the stamping so far out of the way. I am going to stamp the greeting on the inside of the card in a moment, but we'll get to that. So let's see how we put this together. Let me get rid of this at the moment. So with our big punch, which is the 2 3/8 circle punch, it's available separate, but if you buy it in the bundle with the stamp set, you save 10%. Now, don't forget, this is out of the new catalogue that is yet to be released. It will be released on the 2nd of May, and you'll be able to see it there. So it's very easy. I think punching sometimes is just a little easier than die cutting, obviously, because you don't have to get your big machine out. But it's this easy. You just pop it in there. I hope you can see this. Center it up. Now, you can actually slightly squeeze that without going all the way down, and it will hold the paper in place until you get a good grip on it to punch it, okay? So I'm going to line that up again, and I hope you can see this. Now I'm just squeezing that just lightly enough so that it holds onto it. So now I can give that a really good punch. So there we go. How easy is that? And then it's done. So the next step in this little card was, I thought I would create some interest on the back of those little doors. So what I did was, I got out my paper trimmer because it has the scoring blade. Oh my goodness, I'll get it in a minute. So your scoring blade is this light grey one. Okay, now it's not going to cut through, but it will leave a lovely score. And sometimes that's easier than trying to do a score yourself. So I'm actually going to turn this upside down because I want to be able to hold it and see it here. So because it's a circle, it can be a little bit tricky. So we're just going to put that in about, now how far did I think? I think I put it in about, I think I lined it up with this line here. Make sure it's straight. I can see it's kind of straight. Now I'm holding it and I'm just running that score blade down a couple of times. So now we've got this little hinge. That's what it is. It's a hinge. So what I did was, with the big circle, I did the same, but I cut it. So I lined it up with this line here. I laid it down and I cut it. Now, I deliberately chose non-directional paper because the other ones were lines, and this one got a bit crooked, and I was like, okay, mental note. So there's that one. Now we're going to do the same with the Because You're Awesome, but we're going to do it on the opposite side. Okay, we've got this one opening this way. We want this one to be opening that way. So we're going to do the same amount. There's that line there, which turns out to be about, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch or something, I guess. And I want this straight. So I hope that's straight because I can't really see it from here, but it looks straight to me. And then we're going to score that as well. And then we're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to pop that back in there and we're going to cut the same distance. Score blade up, cutting blade straight up. Now the only reason I did this was to lessen the amount of bulk that is going to be on these cards. So, right, so we've got a few things happening here. So now we're going to put this together. Got all our bits and pieces here, and we're going to put this together. So we're going to need our ribbon, our beautiful ribbon, which is the beautiful bordered Night of Navy ribbon. Now, look, I don't know how you guys do it, but this is how I do it. Look, I'm cheap and I like to cheat. If I can make it easier for myself and cheaper, then it's happening, okay? So I'm just cutting the length that I'll need to put across there and turn it under. It's less bulk than wrapping it all the way around. So we want to put that about there. So that's about 1/3 up or so. Just eyeball it, okay? I'm going to turn that over, and with my Stampin' Seal, it's just the ordinary Stampin' Seal, not the Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm just putting a row of adhesive down there, and I'm just tucking that in. Now, I tend to tuck the first one in and then turn it over and just make sure I have that ribbon straight before I do the second one. I invariably do these crooked, so just bear with me. I don't know why. Couldn't hang a picture straight to save my life. But that looks okay. That looks pretty good to me. So now I can glue this straight on here. Okay, so I'm going to use the liquid glue. You get a bit of slippage with the liquid glue. You don't need a terrible lot. I always put some on the ribbon somewhere along the line, just for good measure. And the way I do it is I do it horizontally, and I check these 3 edges. Before I lay this down, I check these 3 edges. And 9 times out of 10, I've only got a little bit of manoeuvring to do. And that's why I use the liquid glue, because you've got a little bit of time to just straighten that up. So that's done. Now, we're going to put this together. So this is the tricky bit, and bear with me because I am going to sort of make this a bit slightly different. So what I want to do is I want to put this one in the center. I want to make sure that's going to be in the center. Now, it's not going to matter if you can't see all of that, because you're not going to be able to see all of it on this side either. So we want to give those a bit of a tweak with the bone folder. Open them back out again, and we're going to glue our little pieces on the back, again with the liquid glue, because we can actually move it around. Now I'm putting it on the back of this, but I'm not going past that score line. Okay. If you want to know about this, you'll have to go back to one of my other videos where I explain it in depth. So I'm just popping that on there. Yeah, I think I've explained it about 7 times now, and you know, people get a bit annoyed when I stop to explain it yet again. So that's the configuration we've got. Okay, we've got a beautiful circle here, and when we flip it over, we've got a little hinge, and we've got this circle with the edge cut off. We're going to do the same thing with the bigger one. Okay, and remember, this is our boo-boo. Nobody will even know it's there. So there we go. Now I'm just going to lay that on there. Oops. Bit of fraying on the edge. And I'm just going to move that around till it's totally where I want it to be. Don't want to see it from the front. Okay. So we've got these now, 3 pieces. So we're going to pop this one in the center. Now, I am going to refer to this one here. Okay. So I want that totally in the center, and I'm going to glue that down. Again with the liquid glue. Now you want it to be the same distance from this side to that side. Naturally, you want it to be straight. And we've got that there. Now, the way I did this was to put this one again in the center, and as you see, it's going to glue over that edge, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. Now we only want glue on this little hinge part here. Okay, so not a lot of glue on there. So, And you can move your glue around without squeezing this. If you get a lot of glue on there, you can just sort of move it around. So there we go. Now, it's up in the air. It's bent up. And that's good because now I've got a chance to centre this up over the top of it. And I want my little cupcake straight, and I want to hold that down. Now, I forgot to colour that in, but that's okay because we've got a piece of Designer Series paper on the back of that. It's not going to go through. So I'm going to colour it now. And this is actually what I did before. So, yeah, I'm on par. So I got the light Balmy Blue, and I just coloured in the whole cupcake case. And I'm using the big end. You might prefer to use the smaller end. And then I got the dark Balmy Blue, and I just went from there out, leaving a bit in the middle. And again, this is a whimsical picture, so it does not have to be a true to life and be perfect. Then I got the dark Night of Navy, and I just went just a very short distance from either side. Now I'm going to take my light Balmy Blue again, and I'm going to blend those. And this is how easy it is with these markers to get really good shading. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm kind of just pulling that out of there and bringing it towards the center. Pulling it out and bringing it towards the center. Pretty much it. That's it. I used the light crumb cake. Actually, I think I used the dark crumb cake for the cupcake, but I'm using the fine point, the bullet end, just for the cupcake. There we go. I'm going to put some dark Daffodil Delight down either side, around the bottom, and where these lines are. And then I'm just going to colour the whole thing in with the light Daffodil Delight. And again, you'll see that you get this good shading without even trying. Now that's a bit wet at the moment, so there we go. We've got this little door opening now, and we need our second little door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlap it, and I'm just going to make sure that that opens. So I don't want to tuck it under there or I won't be able to open it. So I need it to be over a bit, but I don't want it so far over that you can see the edge from the outside. So again, I'm going to just glue this little hinge. There's probably, I don't know if I've ever seen this card anywhere else, but there's probably an easier way to do this, but naturally I would probably pick the harder way. So again, I just want to put one little pencil mark. She says, where's the pencil? Here's the pencil. It's one of those very fine pencil tips. So I just want to put a little mark about there so that I don't go any further than that when I'm gluing it, okay? So I want it to line up with the circle on the page. I want it to be straight. There's a lot of conditions with this, but it's really not that hard. So that's where I want that now. You can't see it from the outside, and it kind of centers up that greeting much better than the first one that I did. So it centers it up and it looks a little bit more balanced. Trial and error, guys. That's what it is, trial and error. So now you can get your bone folder and you can give that a really good going over. That's going to hold that. And we've got our little, I'm going to just rub that out, that little pencil mark. Now I buy these really cheap plastic erasers, and this one's got embossing powder from the other day. Sorry about that. But yeah, I usually try and cut it so that I've got a really nice sharp edge, or if it's got a nice edge. And I can just go right up against that and get that pencil mark off. There we go. And there's our little opening, what did I call it? Sneaky little circle sayings. So now we can decorate that. And we've got our ribbon already on there. I like to put a piece of, a little glue dot on there. And are they the right glue dots? No, let's try these ones. I have one roll of glue dots where the glue dot has stayed on the roll and not on this little piece here. And among other things, that greatly annoys me. So here's my little glue dot. It's right in the center there. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I'm going to slide that under there and stick it down. Peel the paper off, and it's going to hold my ribbon in place because I want to put a little knot on there. And I'm going to use this beautiful ribbon again. And because this is going to be kind of a masculine card, yeah, you don't want a big bow. I mean, it doesn't have to be a masculine. This could be a little kid's card. It's got nice bright colours on it. But yeah, you may not want a big bow. By all means, if you want a big bow, go for it. You've seen me tie bows on some of the other videos. So I always tie them on the spool. It saves a bit of wastage. So I've cut one end at an angle. I'm going to cut the other end at an angle. That's the wastage. That's the only piece of wastage, and that's going in the bin. So I need another glue dot. What's wrong with my tongue today? I can't say glue dot. Oh dear. Never mind. You know what they say, things can only get better. So here's my little knot bow. I'm going to pop that in about the centre, if that's the centre, because we've already covered how crooked I do things. There we go. Now I'm just going to have a little drink of my coffee. Bear with me for 2 secs. And I forgot to check again at what time we started. Now, I'm going to leave it at there for the second, and I'm going to put this big greeting, big greeting in this card. It fills it up. I don't have to write so much. I'm going to use the same block. And this is the red rubber one, so we don't need our Stampin' Pierce mat. What did I do with the ink pad? Oh my goodness. Look, I'm sure there's a, oh, here we go. It feels like sometimes there's a black hole somewhere in the vicinity of this desk and things just fall into it. So I'm just inking this up. And as I said, it's a really big greeting. And I chose it because we put that little sunburst on that inside greeting. And this one says, sending sunshine and good good feelings your way. So I just thought that kind of tied it in with it. So, and the good thing about this is that this font isn't 100% straight. So it matters not if you get it 100% straight. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. So there we go. Because it's wavy and all over the place, yeah, it's a good one to get. Well, it's a good one for me. Okay, so now we've got that. We can glue this onto the front of our card. And make sure your cards are opening the correct way. And again, a little bit of a border. Just check it before you put it right down. And then we can put these fabulous little frosted dots on there, and they're so lovely. But it is a bit fiddly because they are not already have adhesive on them. This is where you're going to want to use, take your pick, because I'm telling you, I use both ends. I take this bit out. This is reversible, so you can change ends. And it just locks in like that. But I use that because these nails are useless. I think I've mentioned that many times before. So I just thought I'd put a few of these around. Now, I might just put them in different places today. Now, I'm just literally putting the tiniest little bit of glue on there. So I might put one up here today and put two here. Just a little dot of glue. I want one on top of my cupcake. And I want to put a few more down here. So I might put one there, and one there. Now, pick them up with the putty end, and it's a lot easier if you do have one of these things, because you could go quietly insane trying to pick them up. And then I just use the pointy end. I put them in place, and then I just lift that off. Give them a bit of TLC. Lift it up. There we go. So I've got a large one there. Maybe I'll use a medium one. Maybe I'll use the medium one here. And see if I can find a tiny one. There's a tiny one. Is he upside down? Yep, he's upside down. So he's going there. I want a big one for the, no, a medium one for the top of my cupcake. There's one. Upside down, Miss Jane. There we go. Pop that on the top of the cupcake. And we've still got 3 down here, so I might put a big one. Oh, I got a little one and a big one. So I might put the big one over here. Look, you guys can put them anywhere. Put that little fella back in there. I want a medium one. I think I'll put the medium one up here. And I want a tiny little yellow one. Are you yellow? Yes, you are. And there we go. So it starts out looking as though it's a fairly simple little card. Until you open up and reveal the secret compartments. So sneaky little, oh, and I've got ink down there. This is why I should not be left alone with ink pads. Okay, culprit. So there we go. Sneaky little circle sayings. So on the 2nd of May, you will be able to access the online catalogue. You'll be able to see it in my online store, and you can download that and just upload it to your desktop and have it handy, and you can just click on it anytime you want to look through it. Save a tree. But there's our little cute little sneaky little circle sayings hinged card. And I think kids would like that. I think blokes, it looks a bit blokey to me, but it also looks like a kid's card. I mean, you could go crazy and colour that all white, whatever. What I'm teaching you is this little opening here and how it all fits together. So I hope you like that. And thank you so much for your time today. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got stuff they need to do. So here's the two together. They both look the same, with the exception of the way I've placed that. But this is how it works. Experimentation, folks. So, yeah, if you do order something before the 2nd of May, this is my host code. If you want to hold out till the new catalogue comes out, I will have a new catalogue, new host code that will coincide that with that. It will start on the 2nd of May. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and I would love it if you subscribed and hit the like button. If you hit the bell icon, you can also be notified when I do upload new videos. But I really liked that idea. I liked the circle idea. And here's the stamp set yet again. So I can see lots of possibilities. And with this new punch, it gives you plenty of room to fill whatever you want in there. So, yeah. If you want to put that one on your shopping list, the item number is 161348. And if you bundle it with the punch, you'll get a 10% discount on the stamp cost and the punch cost. So think about that. Anyway, look, if you have any issues or questions, there's my email address, tilly2145@gmail.com. Send me an email if you have any questions. Okay, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Bye.